All right. Welcome, everybody. We're going to start lying on our backs. Knees bent, soles of the feet together here. In our Supta Baddha Konasana position. Arms by your side, the palms facing up. And just start to tune into your breath. Noticing the rise and fall of your chest and belly as you breathe. And start to move your breath rounds through your nose if you haven't already. Taking a nice deep inhale in through the nose. And through the nose, nice deep exhale. Let go of any distractions from the day, anything you got to do later, and just come into this here and now as you breathe. And on your next inhale, notice the count of your inhale in. And as you exhale, notice the count of your exhale out. And then on your next breath out, try to lengthen your breath out just a little bit longer than your inhale in. So if your inhale in was the count of 3 or 4, try to make your exhale out to count of 5, maybe 6. Really trying to fully deflate the belly out here. Deep breath in. And try to lengthen out that exhale just a bit longer than your inhale. A couple more on your own breath rounds here as you settle in. Let's do one last deep inhale in together through the nose. And through the mouth, lion's breath this time, let it all go. Go ahead and flutter your eyes open. Bring some awareness back to your fingers and then lift your knees back up to meet each other. Grab behind your thighs and start to roll your way up to a comfortable seat. Legs are going to be out long in front of you to start. And we're going to bend our right knee in with the sole of the right foot on the ground, pulling it in towards your chest as far as you can go here. Now with your right hand, you're going to come on the inside of your right leg and then start to wrap it behind your back. So your right arm is on the inside of the right leg. Inside of the right leg. Yep. And then wrap it around the shin so your elbow is hooking your shin. Then take your left arm behind your back and interlace your fingers. Right arm, so take your right arm across the body in between your legs and then wrap it around. Okay. There you go. Nice. Engage those left toes and draw them back towards the left shin. And try to reach through the spine and then turn off to the left any amount that's available here. Nice deep inhale in and exhale out. One more deep inhale, keep those left toes nice and engaged. And then exhale, go ahead and release that bind. Let the right leg go long, bend the left knee in. Take the left arm on the inside of the left leg. Wrap your arm around the shin. So you hook your shin with your left elbow. Bring the right arm behind your back. And then grab your fingers. You got it, James. Nice. Looks good, Samya. And then try to lift through the spine. There you go. Engage those right toes, drawing them back towards your right shin. One more deep inhale in here. And as you exhale, we're gonna go ahead and release. Bring the legs out long in front of you. Both legs this time, feet together, drawing the toes back towards your shins, and then bring your fingertips down to the ground next to you, next to your hips. Nice long spine here, reaching through the crown of the head. Deep inhale in, and exhale out. On the next inhale, we're gonna sweep the arms overhead. And exhale, we're gonna hinge and fold over our legs, coming to a forward fold. Let your head hang heavy down towards your knees. Your hands can land wherever they land, that's totally fine. So you can be grabbing your shins, your ankles, your feet. Wherever they're at, just grip in and try to pull your head closer to your knees. Couple inhales and exhales here. We're at the start of a new month, and I don't really know what my schedule is like this month, so I decided not to do a theme this month, so we're just gonna have some fun this month, since there may be less classes than normal. Just that's all a heads up. So with that head hang heavy, one last deep inhale in, and then exhale, bring the torso back up. Right leg's gonna go to the outside edge of the mat, left knee is gonna bend, left sole of the foot on the inside of the right thigh. Square those shoulders up to that right leg. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge and fold over the left leg, or right leg. It's a right leg. Let the head hang heavy down towards the knee. Nice deep inhales and exhales. Then keep your right hand where it is and bring the left arm up overhead as you turn open to the left. Then bend the left elbow, bringing the hand behind the head and hinge off sideways over your right leg. If you want, you can extend your arm out long, your left arm that is, to meet the right arm on top of the left foot. Just make sure that your left chest is opening up towards the left. One last deep inhale. As you exhale, go ahead and rise back up. Switching sides here, left leg goes out long. Bend the right knee, sole of the right foot on the inner thigh. Squaring your shoulders up to the left leg, inhaling the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge and fold over the left leg. Nice deep inhales, filling up the back of the chest, the low back. Exhale, maybe you find a little bit more in your fold. Keep the left hand where it's at and bring the right arm up overhead as you open up to the right. And then bend your elbow, bringing it behind your head and hinge off sideways over your left leg. You can also bring the right arm long overhead if you want to. Maybe bringing it down to meet your left hand. That's available. One last deep inhale in here. And as you exhale, go ahead and come back up. Bring both legs out wide. Bring your hands in between your legs here. Draw the toes back towards your shin. And take an inhale in to really lengthen through the spine. And exhale here. One last inhale in. As you exhale, start to walk your hands forward, starting to round the back. Folding in, trying to keep those toes engaged. And the legs as straight as possible, letting the head hang as heavy as possible here. Nice deep inhale and exhale. And walk the hands back up. Bring the soles of the feet together, coming into our butterfly position here. Pulling the heels into your seat as far as you can. Take an inhale in and exhale here. Now grab wherever's comfortable in your ankles or your feet so that your elbows can sit on top of the insides of your knees. And then with your elbows, start to press your elbows into the insides of the knees, pressing the knees down towards the mat. Leaning forward as much as you need to here. Trying to keep a straight spine though. From here, we're going to do a little bit of mobility work. So we're going to take an inhale in to engage the entire body. And then start to press the knees into the elbows, keeping the elbows where they're at. Start with about a 70% effort. There's really not much movement here, but you're really trying to press in with your knees into the elbows. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. And now keep the knees or the elbows where they're at and try to pull the knees down further to the floor. Holding it here for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. Bring your knees back up, and we're going to make our way to a tabletop all fours position. Hips are over the knees, shoulders over the wrists. Spread those fingertips out nice and wide. And we're going to start with just some circles here to warm up our wrists. Small or big, doesn't really matter. And then we're going to switch directions. Keep the base of the index finger on the mat if you can. And then make your way back to a neutral spine. Cat-cows here, so we're going to inhale, dropping the belly, broadening through the chest, rolling up the spine, lifting the chin up. Exhale, tucking the chin, pushing the floor away, rounding the spine, and tucking the tailbone. Lift the tailbone up, drop the belly, drop the chest, lift the chin up, and then down, rounding the spine, tucking the chin. Make our way back to a neutral spine here. Take an inhale in, and on your exhale, you're going to tuck your toes, lift your knees, press up to a plank pose. Nice strong plank pose here, so engage the belly. Press the hands into the floor to help engage the shoulders. Those glutes and hamstrings should be firing. Nice deep inhale in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, we're coming right back to our plank pose. Exhale to downward facing dog. Last time coming back into plank here. And then downward facing dog. And we'll be here for a few breath rounds. If you want to pedal out your feet, take any little micro movements that feel good. This is the time to do it. All right, so let's come back to a neutral down dog if you're making any little movements. And on your next inhale, you're going to lift your right foot up and back behind you, three-legged dog. We're going to scorpion our dog on our exhale. So stack the hips, bending the right knee, letting gravity take control of that right foot. Back up to a three-legged dog. Exhale through to a low lunge. Drop your back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, we're going to cactus our arms, slight back bend back. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, really sink deep into the hips, bend deep into the right knee. Cactus in the arms, gaze overhead. Inhale, back up. One last time, we're going to cactus the arms. And then inhale up, and we're coming to a half splits here. So straighten the right leg, framing the right shin with your fingers. If you need to draw your foot forward or your knee back, do one of the two. Your hip should be still square to the front of the mat here. Try to keep the spine as long as you can here. If you have blocks, that's great for this one here. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, we're going to grab the outside edge of our right foot with our left hand and turn open to the right any amount that's available. Fingertips can be on the floor. You can bring your hands to your hips if you want, or you can bring that arm all the way extended behind you. Just keep pressing through the top of that left foot. One last deep inhale. And then exhale, bend into the right knee, framing the front foot. Switch places, right foot, right hand. Take an inhale in. And an exhale, you're going to make your way to your lizard of choice here. So coming down to the forearms, maybe your hands stay under the shoulders. And you have the option of rolling onto the outside edge of that right foot. Oh, you're getting ahead of us here. Oh, you're good. You're good, man. It's just giving you shit. Take a nice deep inhale in here. And then as you exhale, bring all your weight into your left forearm and bring the right hand on the inside of the right knee. And start to press the right knee away from you, working towards a straight arm here. You don't have to get to a straight arm, but you're working towards it. And now start to press your right knee into your right hand, keeping the right hand and the right arm where they are. And now try to pull the knee away from the right hand, keeping it where it's at. Holding it for 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders, sole of the foot on the ground. Switch places, right foot, right hand. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Low lunge, and we're going to lift the right arm up overhead, twisting open to the right. Nice big inhale in. Exhale, frame your front foot, step back to plank pose. Holding in a plank for a breath round, nice strong plank. And then on your next exhale, make your way to your downward facing dog. Right foot goes up and back behind you on your next inhale. Exhale, we're going to scorpion the dog, stacking the hips, bending the left knee. Back up to a 3-legged dog on your inhale, exhaling through to a low lunge, dropping the back knee, untucking the toes, rise up, Anjayanasana. Exhale, cactus your arms, maybe a slight back bend. Inhale the arms back up. Exhale, cactus the arms, really bend deep into your left knee this time, sinking the hips down. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bend deep into that left knee again, cactusing your arms, nice work. One last deep inhale, and then as you exhale, bring your arms overhead, frame your front shin, drawing the left toes back as you straighten the leg, making any adjustments you need to here so that your hips are square to the front of the mat. Keep those left toes drawing back and try to draw through the crown of the head as well. Then grab the top of your left foot with your right hand, starting to turn open any amount that's available to you, with the option of bringing that hand all the way back behind you if that works for you. Take a nice deep inhale in and exhale here. One last inhale, and then as you exhale, go ahead and bend into the left knee. Switch places, left foot, left hand, so that both hands on the inside of the left foot. Take an inhale to broaden through your chest, and then exhale, make your way to lizard, bringing the forearms to the ground, maybe rolling onto the outside edge of that back foot. And breathe here for a couple breaths. And bring all your weight into the right forearm, turn it open to the left, place the left hand on the inside of the left knee. Start to press that knee away from you, working towards a straight arm, but you don't have to have a straight arm. And then wherever you're at, go ahead and start pressing the left knee into the left hand. Holding it for 3, 2, 1, and then try to pull the left knee away from the left hand, or at least make the effort to, holding it for 3, 2, 1. Bring both hands back underneath the shoulders, pressing up, placing the sole of the left foot on the ground, switching places, left foot, left hand. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, right hand stays on the ground as you sweep the left arm up overhead, coming to a twist. Nice deep inhale, exhale, frame your front feet, step back to plank, hold here for a breath round. And on your next inhale, we're gonna bring our right knee to our right tricep or elbow, exhaling back. Left knee, left tricep or elbow, exhale back. Right knee, right, and back. Left knee, left, and back. Keep that torr nice and engaged. Right knee back, left knee, left tricep, right knee, right tricep, left knee, left, right knee, right, and down dog. Couple inhales and exhales here. Really try to push that seat up and back behind you, spreading the fingertips wide. Make sure your head is hanging heavy. On your next inhale, you're gonna bend your knees, look to the front of the mat. And as you exhale, step or float to meet your hands in a forward fold. Keep the fingertips on the ground and bend deep into your left knee as you open up to the right, straightening the right leg, right arm goes overhead. Exhale down. Open up to the left this time, bending deep into the left knee. Sorry, right knee. Left leg is long. Exhale down. Bend deep into the left knee, straightening the right leg. Right arm goes overhead. And exhale down. Switching sides, bend deep into that right knee. Left leg goes straight. Arm overhead. And down. Half lift is on the inhale. Nice long spine. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms up overhead as you come up to your tippy toes. And then exhale to Tadasana, arms by your side. We're gonna sweep the arms overhead, grab our right wrist with our left hand, and then hinge off to the left, making a little bow shape with your arms, with your body, and your arms. Come back up, switch hands. So right wrist grabs the left or right. Geez, I'm doing great today. Right hand grabs left wrist, bend off to the right. We got it. Come back up, take an inhale in, and then as you exhale, we're gonna hinge and fold. Half lift is coming on your inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back to plank, moving through a vinyasa on your breath rounds. Or you can always just make your way to down dog, of course. On your next inhale, bend your knees, look to the front of your mat. And as you exhale, step or float to meet your hands in that forward fold. Half lift is on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms up overhead, coming up to your tippy toes. And then exhale to Tadasana, arms by your side. One more time through our sun A, sweeping the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge and fold. Half lift is on the inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back to plank. Moving through a vinyasa. Or you can meet me in the down dog land. On your next inhale, bend your knees, look to the front of your mat. As you exhale, step or float to meet your hands in a forward fold. Half lift is on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Sweeping those arms up overhead, coming up to your tippy toes. Exhale to Tadasana, arms by your side. Inhale the arms up overhead, have your feet about hips width distance apart. Exhale, we're gonna come to our chair pose. Seat comes down and back behind you. Arms are up overhead. Try to draw the tailbone down and back towards the back of the mat. And notice the shoulders and really try to lift the hands up towards the sky. One more deep inhale, exhale, plant your hands, step or float back to plank, moving through your vinyasa or meeting me in down dog. On your next inhale, you're gonna lift your right foot up and back behind you. Exhaling through to a low lunge. Back foot goes at an angle, rise up, come into warrior one. Exhale, settle those hips down. Keep your shoulders nice and square to the front of the mat. Make sure your right knee is tracking over your right ankle. One more deep inhale, exhale. Frame your front foot, step back to plank, move through your vinyasa, meet me in down dog if you wish. On your next inhale, left foot goes up and back behind you. Exhaling through to your low lunge. Back foot goes at the angle, rise up, come into your warrior one. Exhale, settle those hips. Press through the ball mound of your left foot, the outside edge of your back foot. Make sure your shoulders are nice and square to the front of your chest. One more deep inhale, exhale, hinge and fold. Step back to plank. Move through a vinyasa again, or you can always meet me in down dog. On your next inhale, bend your knees, look to the front of the mat. And as you exhale, step or float to meet your hands in a forward fold. Half lift is coming on the inhale, nice long spine, draw the shoulder blades together. Exhale, come into chair pose. Seat goes down and back behind you, bending the knees, arms up overhead. Couple breath rounds here, you guys are doing great. One last deep inhale, and then exhale, come to standing, arms by your side. For the folks on the phone, grab your strap or strap substitute. I don't know if you guys will need these, but in case you do. You have the strap. We're gonna do our arms overhead, interlacing the fingers behind the back. So if you know you can do this without a strap, you don't need the strap. But if you do need the strap, go ahead and place the strap in your right hand, swing it over your back like you're putting a backpack on, with the elbow bent above your head, and then bend your left elbow behind you the other way, and grab the bottom of the strap and start to walk your hands up the strap as far as you can go. Have your feet about hips width distance apart here. Ground in through the outside edge of your feet, and then start to pull your elbows away from each other. Keep the belly nice and toned here. Really reach those elbows up towards the floor and towards the ceiling, holding it for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release the strap, switch hands. Strap goes into the left hand. Place it over, swing it over your shoulder like you're putting something like a sack over your back. Left elbow is up towards the sky. Bring the right hand behind you, grabbing the bottom of the strap so that your right elbow is facing towards the floor. Again, we're going to ground through the outside edges of our feet here, toning the belly, and then start to pull the elbows away from each other. Nice deep inhale and exhale. Holding it for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release the strap. Coming back to the front of the mat, your strap can go off to the side. Take a breath round in and a breath round out. Inhale, we're going to sweep our arms up overhead, coming up to our tippy toes. Exhale, we're going to hinge and fold. Halfway lift is coming on your inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back to plank, moving through that vinyasa. And of course, you can always skip the vinyasa and just meet me in down dog. Inhale your right foot up and back behind you. As you exhale, we're going to scorpion the dog, stacking the hips, bending the knee. Back up to three-legged dog on your inhale. Exhale through, you're coming to a low lunge. Back foot goes at an angle. Inhale, we're going to rise up, coming to warrior one. Exhale, settle those hips. Take an inhale in. As you exhale, you're going to bring your hands behind your back, interlacing your fingers. And on your inhale, you're gonna start to draw your hands away from your seat. As you exhale, hinge and fold over your right leg, or maybe fold even on the inside of your right leg, bringing the hands up overhead, coming to your humble warrior. Nice deep inhale here, and exhale. On the next inhale, press into the foot, bringing the torso back up, release the hands, bringing them up overhead, and exhale, open up to warrior two. Shoulders square to the side of the mat. Make sure you're pressing through that outside edge of the back foot. Shoulders should be over your hips. So if you're leaning forward here, try to bring it back a little bit so that your shoulders are over the hips. Nice deep inhale in and exhale out. On the next inhale, reach forward as far as you can. Exhale, we're coming to extended side angle. So forearm to the thigh, or maybe the fingertips down to the mat. Then you have an option here to bind. So if you want to bring the hand behind the back, and then bring your right hand underneath the right leg, interlacing the fingers behind the right hip there. Take a nice deep inhale in. Exhale, roll that left shoulder up and open. One last deep inhale. As you exhale, go ahead and release your bind, placing your right fingertips on the mat. Start to straighten your right leg. We're coming to triangle pose. So your right hand is on your right shin, maybe on the left or on the inside of the right shin, right foot. Take a nice deep inhale in. As you exhale, maybe try to lengthen through the lower part of your torso here, so the right side of your torso. It's a weird cue, but it's supposed to happen. On the next inhale, bring both arms up overhead, turning off to the left, bringing the toes to the left side, coming to pyramid pose. Arms overhead. And then as you exhale, turn the left toes to the back of the mat, angling the right toes in towards the side. And bend into the right leg, coming to warrior two to the back of the mat. Warrior one, my bad. My bad, y'all. Warrior one to the back of the mat. And then exhale, bring your hands behind your back, interlacing your fingers. Take an inhale in to broaden through the chest, drawing the hands away from the seat. As you exhale, hinge over your left leg. And then maybe, you don't have to, but maybe you bring your torso even on the inside of the left leg. Let your head hang nice and heavy here. Take a nice deep inhale in and exhale out. One last big inhale. Then as you exhale, go ahead and release your bind. Start to straighten your left leg, bringing the left fingertips to the mat or to the inside or to your left shin. Right arm overhead, come into triangle pose. Press through the ball mound of the front foot, the back edge of the back foot. Nice work, everyone. And on your next inhale, we're gonna rise up, bring both arms up overhead, turn those toes back to the left side of the mat. I'm gonna turn around so you can see me. And then toes go out to an angle, hands to heart center, and start to bend into your knees, come into goddess pose. Keep the spine nice and long, draw the seat down and back behind you. Maybe just move back and forth a little bit to start here. Bending deep into one leg, straightening out the other. And come back to center. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, we're gonna cactus our arms here. And you can stay here, maybe you come up onto those tippy toes. And if you do that, really try to draw the seat down a little bit more. Nice work, everyone, you're doing great. One more big inhale in. As you exhale, bring the heels down and behind the toes, straighten the legs, prasarita, forward fold. So your heels should be behind your toes now, not at an angle. And let the head hang heavy. Hands can be under the shoulders here. Maybe you grab the outsides of your feet to help pull yourself into this fold a little more. And just breathe. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. On your inhale, we're going to lengthen through the spine as you bring your hands up to your hips. Take an exhale here. And then on your next inhale, slowly start to rise up with the spine as straight as you can. Heel toe those feet in together. And then come to the front of your mat. All right, so let's come to Tadasana with our arms by our sides. Inhale, we're going to sweep the arms up overhead, come into those tippy toes. Exhale, hinge and fold. Halfway lift is coming on the inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back to plank, moving through your vinyasa on your breath rounds, your movements. And if your body's telling you to skip it and come to down dog. Right foot goes up and back on your next inhale. Scorpion the dog on your exhale. Stacking the hips, bending the knees. Let the gravity take control of your right foot. Back up to three-legged dog on your inhale. Exhaling through, low lunge. Back foot goes at an angle. Rise up, warrior one. Settle the hips on your exhale. Take an inhale in here. And as you exhale, we're going to hinge and fly. So hinge forward, keeping the spine nice and long. Arms go long next to you. Really lift the backs of the hands up as high as you can here. Drawing the shoulder blades together. Rise back up to warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Squaring those shoulders to the side of the mat. Arm goes long in front of you and behind you. Stack those shoulders over the hips. Make sure that right knee is tracking over the right ankle. Inhale, we're going to shift our weight forward. Exhale, come to your extended side angle again. Your option to bind if you want to, bringing the left hand behind the back, right arm under the right leg, interlacing the fingers, and rolling that left shoulder up and back behind you. Nice deep inhale and exhale. Go ahead and release your bind and then rise back up to warrior one, warrior two. And inhale, both arms back up overhead to your warrior one. And as you exhale, we're going to make our way to warrior three. So kick off with your back foot. Bring your arms to flying next to you. Leaning your torso forward. Engaging the glutes, the hamstrings, really trying to raise that back leg up as high as you can. And lift the hands up as high as you can as well, drawing those shoulder blades together. And now you can stay here, or if you want to come to a half moon pose, start opening up to the left, bringing the right fingertips down to the mat, or letting them hover, turning the left toes to the left. Nice work, everyone. You guys are doing great. Holding it for just a couple more breath rounds. If you come out, just come right back in. One last deep inhale. Exhale, bring the left foot to meet the right. Come into a forward fold. Half lift is on the inhale. Nice long spine. Exhale, plant your hands. Step or float back to plank. Moving through your vinyasa. Or meeting me in down dog. All right, left foot goes up and back behind you this time. Exhale, stack the hips, bend the knees, scorpion. Back up to your three-legged dog. Exhale through, low lunge. Plant your back foot at an angle, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, settle those hips. Take a nice deep inhale in, shoulders square to the front of the mat. Exhale, we're going to hinge and fly our arms. Keeping the gaze right in front of your left foot. Nice long spine, and I'll lift the backs of the hands up as high as you can go. Inhale, we're gonna rise back up to warrior one. Exhale to warrior two. Shoulders square to the right side of the mat this time. Nice work, everyone. On the next inhale, reach forward as far as you can. Exhale, come to your extended side angle. Option to bind if you want, to bring that right hand behind the back. Left arm goes under, interlacing the fingers behind the back. And then roll that right shoulder open and up. Nice, Mo. Holding it for 3, 2, 1, and then inhale, go ahead and release your bind, come back up to a warrior one. And exhale, you're gonna come to a warrior three. So kick off with your right toes, straightening the left leg. Torso comes down, arms by your side. Really engage that right leg. And then you can stay here, or you can come to that half moon, bringing the left fingertips down to the floor in front of you. Bringing the right arm up overhead and turning those right toes open to the right. Or you can stay in that warrior three too. That's totally fine as well. Nice work, everyone. You guys are doing great. One last deep inhale. Exhale, release the right foot to meet the left. Forward, fold. Half lift is on your inhale. Exhale, fold, grab opposite elbows, ragdoll your arms. Maybe rock back and forth. On your next inhale, we're gonna sweep the arms up overhead. Maybe coming up to your tippy toes, and then exhale to Tadasana, arms by your side. All right, let's take a deep inhale in, and exhale to center. Let's bring our hands to heart center. And take an inhale in here, and then bend your knees, bringing the seat down and back behind you, coming to chair pose. Take an inhale in here. And as you exhale, you're gonna hinge off to your right, turning to your right, hooking the left elbow on the outside of the right leg. Press through the palms to help turn open a little bit more to the right. Nice deep inhale in. And then exhale, come back to center, turning off to the left this time. Hooking the outside of the left leg with the right elbow. Press through those hands, helping to open up to the left a little bit more. One last deep inhale in. Exhale, come back to center, and then stand and rise. Arms by your side. All right, so last big thing we're gonna do, we're gonna come into bird of paradise from our chair pose. So I'll guide you through it once, and then we can do it all together here. So from your chair, what you're gonna do is have your hands at heart center here. Bring all your weight into whichever foot we're working on here, and then come up onto the toes of the other one. You bring the same hand that the toes are on, that you're up on your toes on, in between your legs and underneath your thigh. So if you're doing your right legs with your right toes up, bring your right arm underneath and behind your back. Left arm goes up, and then bend the elbow, kind of like those gomu, those arms we did a little bit with the strap. So then you connect your hands behind your back here. Start to straighten your left leg. Come up onto those toes. Rise up. And then you can stay here, or you can extend that leg out. Ooh, that was a weird little.
Get there, you can stay there.
Yeah, you get there, you can stay there. All right, so I'll probably be the opposite of you all, so that I can just guide you through it with the same cues rather than trying to do opposites. So bring your hands to heart center, bend the knees, and bring all your weight into your left foot first. So come up onto the right toes, and then bring your right arm in between your legs, and then underneath your right hamstring. So your right elbow is hooking underneath your right hamstring. Turn open to the left with your left arm up overhead. Bend the left elbow behind your back and find your right fingers, clasping them in. And then start to slowly straighten the left leg as you bring the right toes off the ground, lifting up and coming to standing. Nice, Samya. And then you can stay here, or you can start to straighten out the right leg. Ooh, bird of paradise. Nice job, Mo. Nice, Jordy. Looks great. And then hold as long as you can. And if you stumble out, you can try to get back in. Yeah. Nice job, James. I can see your leg shaking, so I assume that means you're working hard. Nice work. All right. Let's go ahead and give the other side a shot here. All right. So let's come back to our feet about hips width distance apart here. Hands to heart center. Nice deep inhale. And then exhale, bend the knees. And bring all your weight into your right foot this time, coming up onto the left toes. Now your left arm goes in between your legs and under your left thigh. And then bring your right arm overhead, turning open to the right, bending the right elbow, clasping your hands behind or right next to your left hip. And then settle yourself here, maybe curl your right toes and press to the outside edge of the right foot. As you start to lift up, straightening the right leg, bringing the left toes off the ground. And then you can stay here, or you can start to extend out that left leg. Whew. Nice work, everybody. You guys are doing great. Whew. This is a hard but super fun pose, I think. Nice little bird hop there. That's great. Nice job, Jordy. You got it, Mo. Just slowly ease into it. Don't try to like force it up.
Trying to hurry the second time.
Yeah, don't hurry. You got to ease into this. You got it, Samya. Nice. Ground into that right leg. Yeah. Steady, and then try to straighten out that left leg any amount. Nice job. Yeah. Crushed it. That was awesome, Samya. Nice work. James, I see your left leg, and I assume you're doing great too. All right. Let's go ahead and come back down. Nice work, everyone. Let's come to a child's pose. Or if you want, you can come to a rock pose, which is the knees together, and then tops of the feet on the ground, and then you hinge over with your forehead on the mat. Let your arms just lay next to your legs and feet, palms facing up. For this one this time, because we did so much shoulder work, this is like a really good rest for the shoulders, just to kind of melt down towards the mat. Letting gravity kind of help stretch them out. Just start to lengthen out your inhales and exhales again. And let's bring our hands underneath our shoulders. Pressing up, coming to a tabletop position. Inhale, let's drop the belly, come into a cow, lifting that chin up. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Right foot goes up and back behind you. And exhale, we're coming to half pigeon, right knee behind right wrist, left ankle behind left wrist. Untuck the toes, maybe walk that foot back a little bit. Then take an inhale in here and exhale, hinge and fold over however much you feel that you want to do. You can always start kind of up a little bit more and then make your way down further. It's totally up to you. We'll be here for a number of breath rounds. Go ahead and bring the hands back underneath our shoulders. Pressing the torso up, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Come back to a downward facing dog. Maybe pedal out between sides here. And then inhale your left foot up and back behind you on your next inhale. Exhaling through to half pigeon on the other side. Left knee behind left wrist. Walk those toes back if you need to. Take an inhale to broaden through your chest. Exhale, hinge and fold over as much as is comfortable to you. Use your breath here to focus on any tight points in the thighs or the legs, or anywhere really. Just focus the energy with the breath in there. And then on your exhale, try to soften that same place you were focusing the energy. And bring the hands back underneath the shoulders, pressing the torso and the head up. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, downward facing dog. Pedaling out in between if you want to. And then we'll bring our knees down, sweep the feet around, come all the way to your back. With your knees bent, soles of the feet on the ground. And then let's have our hands just down by our seat this time, palms facing down. We're going to lift the feet off of the floor so that our knees are at 90-degree angle, shins are parallel to the floor. And then start to roll up the spine, pressing your hands into the floor so the soles of the feet face the ceiling. Then bring your hands to your low back and start to press your low back up, straightening the legs, coming into plow pose here. Just be careful of your neck. Tuck your chin in here. And if your toes touch behind you, that's fantastic. If they don't, that's totally great too. Try to lift the backs of the knees up towards the sky. Holding it here for a couple breath rounds if it's comfortable. And bend the knees in towards the ears and start to roll down the spine, using your hands to help guide your hips back down, bringing the soles of the feet back to the mat. And now let's bring our elbows right next to the ribs, bending them at a 90-degree angle, fingertips towards the sky. We're going to come to a bridge pose. So inhale, lifting the seat up towards the sky, really pressing the seat up as high as you can go. Exhale, rolling down the spine, bring the seat back down, tailbone touches last. One more time, roll up the spine, lift the tailbone up first. Really pressing the seat into the sky, pressing through the feet, through the elbows. And then exhale, bring the spine back down, the seat back down. One last time, we're gonna hold this time, so lift the seat up as high as you can go. And maybe bring your hands under your seat, interlacing your fingers, and walking up onto your shoulders a little bit more here. Really pressing that seat up, the belly up, the low ribs up towards the sky, coming deep into this back bend. And then if you want, you can bring your right leg up and point the toes towards the sky, coming into a one-legged bridge. And then exhale, bring the right foot back down. And if you want, let's bring the left foot up, point those toes to the sky. And then bring the left foot back down, let the fingers go. Bring the seat back down. Pull both knees into your chest here one last time. Giving yourself a nice big hug. And then take any final movements here that feel good for your body. Before making your way to our final resting pose of Shavasana. Letting the legs go out long. Setting yourself up with care here with whatever you need. So if you want something rolled up underneath the knees to help alleviate any low back stuff, that's great. If you want a blanket over the top to keep yourself warm, or if you want to take a different position, that's totally fine too. Maybe you start in the same position that we did at the beginning of class in Supta Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together. Just let your eyes soften and maybe shut here. Letting everything relax. Let the shoulders just melt into the mat. Let the space around your eyes relax. Your jaw relax. Maybe the tongue falls away from the roof of the mouth. And then just rest. Start to bring some awareness back to your breath. Noticing the air that moves through your body, the unconscious movements that happen with it. Now invite some small movements back to your body, wiggling out the fingers and the toes, rolling out the wrists and the ankles, then reaching your arms up overhead and stretching from your fingertips to your toes. Then roll off onto your favorite side, making a pillow with your bottom arm. Take a moment here. Take a nice deep inhale in through the nose. And through the mouth, let it all go. And whenever you're ready, press your way up to a comfortable seat. And once you've arrived, just take a moment to notice how you feel. The changes in the body, changes in the breath, the mind. And then take a moment of appreciation for your time spent here on the mat tonight. Turn your hands to heart center. Thanks everyone for showing up this wonderful Wednesday evening, sharing your practice, sharing your light. Namaste. Thanks everyone. Good stuff.
Wow.